Hi, everyone. Once again, it was a pretty good day for the overall stock market. It wasn't anything great. I guess what we could say is that it was nice to see the NASDAQ take the lead overall today as it was up 0.20%. The Russell 2000 was up 0.19%. The NASDAQ 100 was up 0.14%. So it's good to see all of these indexes higher on the day. But as you will see here, the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average closed lower today. And that is indicative of that we are in an overbought market. We probably need to go through a round of rotation right now. So as you can see, the Dow Jones is consolidating sideways. A pull back to the 50, even the 200-day moving average would be normal there, and it would be quite a little substantial pullback, but it would be normal in an overbought market. So it's still a little dangerous to be crazy bullish here, but things do look good. And before we get to the new longs tonight, I mean, there are just a ton of actionable signals, not actionable really, but they're early actionable signals like LGIH. This can complete the right side of a base. Rambus, these are all extremely high quality growth stocks with some pretty incredible fundamentals. So whenever you watch and see all of these stocks produce these kind of signals, let me go ahead and change it to this one. Thank you. It's just something to be aware of. So there's a lot of early movers in these stocks that I'm scrolling through right now showing you, and you can see that the patterns are indicative of a market that might want to move higher. But you don't get all these kind of signals in a market that really kind of wants to break down. And I mean, we kind of have it everywhere. Stocks bottoming, signals. So I mean, there's just a lot of good looking charts out there. And tonight we have 3 new long positions. WAB is producing another pocket pivot point signal off the 50-day moving average. Looks a little bit more symmetrical in a volatility contraction pattern. Going to make a new long position here. 5%. If you have capital, go ahead and make it 10%. I wouldn't do that personally on my end because we are in overbought conditions, but this is a very low risk entry with a potential high reward if you look at that weekly chart, obviously. And then also WGP, another high quality signal. You can see a weekly chart. It's made a big move, probably more to go. If we're wrong, we don't risk that much. If we're right, based on a measured move, we have a large gain ahead of us. So WGP is also a 5% signal. You feel free to bring it up to 10%. Also ENV, pocket pivot point signal back to back right off the 50-day moving average. You can see on this weekly chart, it's had a big previous uptrend, and this is really its first big base, correct base following that uptrend. So based on a measured move, we're looking at substantial reward to the current risk inherent in this signal. So 3 high quality signals. If you got the cash, you can increase them, but overall, I don't think you get these signals in a market that really wants to break down. I mean, you do and you can. Remember, we had FANG fail. We had Jazz fail, and that goes up to bring this point. It's my only limit that didn't get hit today. So I do not have a position in Jazz. Congrats if you do. It's probably going to move 20% in 2 weeks. But I do not have that. So there's just a lot of potential longs out there. And I'm going to poke around and have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to also go long 1% of my account capital in SCOC. It isn't going to quite be 1% because I'd rather have positions in WAB, WGP, and ENV. But you know, if I can get even a 0.5% position, it'll be worth it to my commission just to see if I'm right or wrong on this chart pattern. But it looks extremely bullish. It's a Chinese company. We'll see what happens. But there's just a lot of signals out there overall. We do have a couple of sells. SLCA is breaking down slightly below the 20. It's closing, excuse me, below the 20-day moving average. Nice intraday tail, so it'll probably find support and rally here. But a close below the 20-day moving average on higher volume, especially with BOP going red, is a sell signal. So that's going to be a 25% sell signal. Hard sell stops on the books to break even on the rest. And then CAR is confirming its 20-day moving average violation. It did that here on September the 4th. With us losing quite a substantial amount of gains from our initial long position. It's now closing below that low with the loss of green BOP. We now need to get out of more of it. It's a half sell. Hard sell stops on the rest of the position so that you can get out at least at break even. That's all there is to that. AAP is also on watch for a potential sell. If it would have had heavier volume today, it would have been a 25% sell. But with something like MPAA, its brother in this auto part sitting up in this nice basing pattern, and THRM still moving higher, I will go ahead and give AAP one more day. All right, everyone. Thank you. Aloha.